أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ألم نخلق الأولين ثم نتبعهم الآخرين كذلك نفعل بالمجرمين ويل يومئذ للمكذبين صدق الله العلي العظيم. First year class lecture number 2, first and second line of defense mean we will talk about immunity system. First line of defense very easy to understand, because if currently you are wearing the mask, you are preventing entrance of microorganism into your body by three main holes which are present in our body: mouth and two nostrils, because those will allow the virus to enter into your body. Therefore, skin, you are not wearing any mask in your skin. Your whole skin surface area, major body consists of much surface area enclosed by the skin enclosed by epidermal cells, and which many glands are present, like sebaceous gland, and sebaceous gland secreting sebum at the surface of the skin, which consists of toxins by which microorganisms cannot enter into our body. So this is the major first line of defense, skin. And second, I will tell you, the major part of immunity systems are the cells, lymphocyte B and lymphocyte T. They are the main cells of the body. What they do, lymphocyte T cells basically motivate lymphocyte B cells to produce plasma clone cells. What are the plasma clone cells? Plasma clone cells are the major cells which are able to form antibody. So antibody will be produced by plasma clone cells. Why antibodies are important? These are the main products of immunity system. If our immunity system is working like that, lymphocyte B cells, lymphocyte T cells are working, and there are many phagocytic cells are active. They are called antigen presenting cells. I will give you little idea about the phagocytic cells. There is one phagocytic cell. There is one type of the phagocytic cell. It will eat bacteria, and after eating bacteria, it will represent bacteria in the on the surface to the other cells of immunity system, because it has studied the sequence of that bacteria, and that bacteria identification is here. This cell is very important. It is called antigen presenting cell. Antigen basically protein, and bacteria composed of the protein. I am not talking about antigen A, antigen B, that is separate protein of the red blood cells. So this antigen mean bacteria entering. Study of the bacteria is done by this cell, and this cell is called antigen presenting cell. And this complex is called major histocompatibility complex, because it will combine with cytotoxic cell with other cells to motivate lymphocyte B to form the plasma clone cell. So it means that the T lymphocyte cells, they will help in formation of antigen presenting cells. Antigen presenting cell mean that you have studied bacteria. Now it will combine with another cell of immunity system cell, and will help lymphocyte B to form, because lymphocyte B now is able to understand the sequence of the bacteria, mean which type of the protein that bacteria exist by that cell, which is antigen presenting cell. So lymphocyte B cell, using that knowledge of bacteria by antigen presenting cell, it will produce plasma clone cell, and that plasma clone cell will produce exactly same antibody, same type of antibody which can combat that antigen. You understand my point? Mean the cell, antigen presenting cell, which studied bacterial antigen, and it exposed at the surface about that protein which is present in the bacteria. Now other cells of immunity system are able to study this antigen of this bacteria by attaching with this antigen presenting cell by forming major histocompatibility complex, and they will help the lymphocyte B, because major function of lymphocyte B is to form the antibody. Lymphocyte B will form the antibody by taking the help from the major histocompatibility complex, mean antigen presenting cell, and but lymphocyte B directly cannot form antibody, it will form plasma clone cell first of all. So whatever the mechanism of immunity system is going on in our body, that is just formation of antibody. Once the antibody is formed, it means that you are able to control the antigen mean bacteria, because the antigen and antibody complex will be formed, because antigen Y shaped, this shape is antigen, Y shape antigen, and Y shape upper two parts, these are the binding parts, one is heavy chain, mean that little heavy than other, and other is the lighter chain. This is heavy chain, this is lighter chain. Look here, this is important. These chains are specific, that is the major point, because each antibody can combine with specific antigen. Mean if you want to form kill the bacteria A, you have to form the antigen A, exactly the same antigen. You have to form the antibody, almost a same antibody which want to kill antigen. So one type of antibody can kill one type of the bacteria. So that is the output of immunity system. It identify the bacteria, a bacterial antigen by antigen presenting cell or major histocompatibility complex. After studying protein of the bacteria and after formation of major histocompatibility complex, it will help lymphocyte B to form specific type of antibody, and that specific type of antibody will combine with specific antigen. Look at the antigen, these are the antigens, and to form the antigen antibody complex. Now antigen antibody complex very easily antigen is trapped. Now this antigen, where is the antigen? This is antigen is trapped. Now who trapped? Antibody complex, who trapped antibody, and antibody forms by plasma clone cell formed by lymphocyte B helped by lymphocyte T, and lymphocyte T type of lymphocyte T, which helps in formation of in studying the sequence of the bacterial protein or bacterial antigen, that is the antigen presenting cell or the major histocompatibility complex, when it will combine with another cell to help lymphocyte B. So then the macrophages and the macrophagocytes are invited here, and they goes and easily kill that bacteria. This is the last step to kill the bacteria. So this is very complicated and a little lengthy procedure, but in simplest fashion I told you how it works. Now we go back to some immunity system, type of immunity system. Dear students, the type of immunity system is that, just hold on, I am going to tell you immunity system type. There are two types of immunity system. One is the active immunity, one is the passive immunity. One is the passive immunity, one is the active immunity. Once again I will tell you there are two major cells, lymphocyte B and lymphocyte T cells, and their product is antibody. Lymphocyte T is not forming antibody, but its role in formation of antibody is that it will identify the protein, sequence of amino acids in the protein of the bacteria. It will study the bacteria and it will give the message to lymphocyte B, and lymphocyte B will forms the type of antibody which is required to kill antigen by antigen presenting cell and the major histocompatibility complex, and also several other mechanisms are also involved which I will discuss. So types of immunity is active immunity. So one type of immunity is that which currently you are searching vaccine of coronavirus, mean you are entering the antigen directly into the body. Understand? Mean coronavirus, dead coronavirus, or the virus which is closer to coronavirus, you are entering into healthy man And what will happen, that will activate immunity system, mean it will activate lymphocyte B and T cell, it will activate antigen presenting cell, it will activate histocompatibility, major histocompatibility complex, it will form plasma clone cell, it will form antibody, and antibody will be able to kill antigen mean virus in the future when coronavirus will come. This is the working of active immunity. Mean you are entering polio vaccine also works like in the same fashion. All type of vaccines currently in Pakistan in the liquid form, and you entered that bacteria or virus earlier than the disease, and that activate the system earlier, and when actual virus comes, it is unable to cause infection, because internally your body system is already active, and antigen presenting cell has studied that virus in detail, and they have guided lymphocyte B to form the antibody, so there is no need that it will not cause infection. So you will be saved if you have already that vaccine or virus or bacteria in the past. This type of immunity is called artificially induced active immunity. Now I will talk about naturally induced immunity. Naturally induced immunity mean that naturally, without any medicine, without any vaccine, currently for example in our body antibodies are being produced, so these are natural because these are not artificial. For example, bacteria goes into your body, you are healthy, but still your immunity system, why you are healthy? Because your immunity system is antigen entering into your body is making forming antigen presenting cells. They are helping lymphocyte B forming plasma clone cell, and plasma clone cell will form antibodies automatically. You are not getting any vaccine because your natural system is active and is able to prevent that bacteria. Normally the normal bacteria virus which cause coughing, flu, that has been treated without medicine. Reason why you become okay after some time and you become healthy, reason because your autoimmune response is good, mean our immunity system can handle some viruses, bacteria without medicine, and some viruses, bacteria which are modified, which are mutant, in which genetic material change, our immunity system is unable to identify, so you need vaccine. That's why in coronavirus we are little feeble in this case, because our immunity system is not able to read the sequence of coronavirus, because that is a new virus by the nature, and that is not in the second wave of coronavirus, that is more mutant, even more mutant and more lethal, more harmful than earlier. You can see that the patients are increasing all over the world. So passive immunity, this is very simple. There are two ways by which you can treat the disease. One is the way by which you can activate immunity system in the body. You can activate immunity system in the body, mean you will activate the full system, mean that you will activate lymphocyte T will activate lymphocyte B, and you will plasma clone cell will form the antibody. Another option is that you enter antibodies directly into the body. Mean that what is the product of immunity system? Why white blood cells are present, why lymphocyte B, lymphocyte T are present, why different type of mechanisms are going on, why plasma clone cell is being formed, why antigen presenting cell is present, why cytotoxic cells is present. All types of lymphocyte T, all types of lymphocyte B, they are present just to form antibody. So if you are entering antibody from outside directly into the blood, you can get your output, you can get the result, the disease will be cured, but it will be for short duration. That is the drawback of the passive immunity, because antibody will kill bacteria, no doubt about this, but after some time this antibody will finish, because antibodies are formed for the short duration. Because you can control the bacteria for the long duration, that you to activate your immunity system. So if your immunity system has a memory cells, some one of the T memory cells, for example T lymphocyte memory cells, they will store all the message and recording of the previous viruses will be there. So once you have treated coronavirus, Once you have treated your body, treated coronavirus, your body handled coronavirus. In the future, whenever coronavirus will come, your T memory cell will have the copy of that virus and will create similar type of antibody, your immunity system. But when you will give antibodies from outside, no, your defensive system is involved, no activation of immunity system, no memory cells. So for the future, you are not saved from the infection. Lethal cases you can use like a snake bite and venom is used. Now go back to antibodies. I have told you antigen antibody complex is there. One is the treatment, how the works, immunity system works. Look, the T cells recognize antigen. I told you already. They will study antigen, they will study bacteria, and what they will do, they will form antigen presenting cells, and now they will also help in the formation of antibodies, and they will give the message to lymphocyte B, and also they will do tissue rejection. For example, kidney is being transplanted, and T cells will recognize the kidney, mean that it will think that this is bacteria which is going into your body, because your body can't think that this is anything which goes from outside, which is not accepted in our body, which is not the part of our body, that will be treated as a parasite by our immunity system, and our immunity system will say this is the antigen. So it will recognize and it may cause the tissue rejection. That is a problem during the transplantation. Solution is there, which I will tell you later on. B cells also recognize antigen with help of T cells, and they form the plasma clone cell, I told you, and plasma clone cell will produce the antibodies, and those antibodies will be killed by phagocytosis cell, phagocytes, macrophage, and by perforin protein of the bacteria, and that is the response, humoral immune response. These both responses are very important part in the immunity system, because cell mediated response mean that this is a almost 50% work has been done, and you have studied the antigen sequence, and now you can kill the bacteria very easily by using lymphocyte B, and lymphocyte B will produce the plasma clone cell, and that is the plasma clone cell produce antibody, and antibody combined with antigen, then you invite the macrophage and the all killers of the cell, security system of the cells. They will kill the bacteria by their specific mechanism. For example, some produce proteins, perforins, and they entered acids, they make holes in the wall, and there are various mechanisms by which the bacteria, some have the eating mechanism, autophagy, and this phagocytosis will take place, and this response in which the lymphocyte B form the antibodies by plasma clone cells, and plasma cell you can say, if you don't want to say plasma clone cell, plasma cells, and this is called humoral immune response, and in which you will identify the antigen and will help in formation of activation of lymphocyte B. This is called cell mediated response. Little information about the lymphatic system, students, I would like to do here. Lymphatic system is also a system like circulatory system. Some liquid which leaks from the blood, it goes back to your heart by another vessels, lymphatic vessels. These are also called lymphatic capillaries. Their role also very important in digestive system, because they absorb fatty acid glycerol from the lacteals, which are the capillaries in the villus, and they absorb those fatty acid glycerols from the capillaries, from the lacteals. They will give this fatty acid glycerol to the major lymphatic vessel. It moves against force of gravity towards your subclavian vein, mean that your forelimb vein, and that will also present at the way lymph nodes are present in these large lymphatic vessels. They are white in color because white blood cells are present, red blood cells are not present. Fats are being transported by these vessels, and lymph nodes which are present on the way, they will produce lymphocyte B, lymphocyte T. That is very important, because lymph nodes will kill the bacteria also. Flow of the lymph is maintained by skeletal muscles, and lymph nodes, as I am maintaining, they will kill the, I am mentioning, they will kill the bacteria, and lymph nodes will kill the bacteria. Lymph nodes will also produce, they will filter the bacteria, mean that bacteria filtering mechanism, that bacteria will not be able to enter into their circulatory system. And what will happen next? What will happen next? Lymph nodes will not be able to enter into the lymphatic capillaries, into the lymphatic capillaries, and it will not be able to enter into the blood. So lymph nodes will filter the bacteria. Second one, there are several masses which are present in our body, like axilla, groin, thymus gland. They are also spleen. They are also present. Don't worry about these masses. Just you understand one thing. There are some masses in our body, and these masses secretion are transported by these lymphatic vessels. You got this point by this way. This is a lymphatic vessel which is moving from lower side to upper side. It is transporting fat, it is transporting the leaked fluid of the blood, it forming red white blood cells by lymphatic nodes at the different part. It also getting the secretion of some glands, some masses. So you can see these masses, why they are present. These masses just look like small village, and they will produce something, and they will deliver something to these lymphatic vessels, and lymphatic vessels which carry on to the circulatory system, because that is going to main motorway of the blood circulatory system, because they will pour their secretion into lymphatic duct, and lymphatic duct goes into subclavian vein, and subclavian vein goes to the heart. So this is the way by which lymphatic vessels will help in transporting material from lymphoid masses and fatty acid glycerol, and also filtering bacteria, and also forming lymphocyte B and T. Thank you very much, first year class.